Welcome to this movie on how to move inline styles to an embedded style sheet and then onto an external style sheet. When I was preparing for this lecture this week, I was going back through some of my old lectures in Web 135, the Photoshop class, and I wanted to update that content so that it had the brand spanking new layout. Much to my horror, I went back into the HTML files and I saw that my learning management system, Desire to Learn, had helpfully, and I say that very tongue-in-cheek, had helpfully put in inline styles in every single element on my page. I almost cried. Luckily, I have some great tools at my disposal, and I wanted to share some of those tools with you today and get you thinking about how you can be more efficient in your web development and design. The first thing I wanted to share with you is that I'm using Sublime Text 2. Now, this is an editor strictly for Mac. However, there are others out there for PC. I think that you guys have had quite a bit of PC training at Hack, so I'm happy to offer some of the Mac people an alternative what you guys may be using on PC. Okay, so Sublime Text 2. This is going to save our bacon today. We know that we want to move the inline styles to an embedded style sheet up in the head tag first. So let's go ahead and create that place. I'm going to go up into the head tag. I'm going to type or start typing the beginning of the tag style. And because I know my particular text editor, I'm going to hit the tab key and it automatically inserts a style tag set for me right there. That in itself is ridiculously valuable. So this is the place where our styles are going to go. I'm going to look down in the body section and find some styles that we know that we need to move up. I'm seeing a lot of span style that says font family, Georgia, and Palatino. Now I know for certain that this affects my H2 tags and my H3 tags. So I'm going to put my tags up here. I want H2 and H3 with an opening curly and a closing curly. This is how you call your tag. Okay, right there. So let's go down and get this, the font dash family, Georgia and Palatino, and stick it right up there. So that is going to be your syntax. That's how it should look on your page. The text align center, I think, is something that only applies to my H2. I'm going to come over here and type that in. If it's something that only applies to one tag, you need to put it in a place where no other tag is being invoked. Let's do text align center. There we go. Now, I'm glad that this popped up. Technically, this is a trial version of Sublime Text. I need to purchase it. However, if you click the cancel button, you can continue to use it as a trial for an unlimited amount of time, which is kind of a nice thing. But I do want to encourage you to go out and support Sublime Text and purchase your very own copy of it. Okay. Now back to this. We have those two styles, and that's all we're going to work with for right now because I'm going to show you another feature of this particular editor. And that feature is this. I'm going to highlight the font dash family, and I'm going to find every single instance of this within my entire document by hitting Command D. You see how many of these I'm getting ready to remove here? Because I have this up in my embedded style, I don't need this inline anymore. I can just delete it. And that has now deleted every single instance of that style within my document. That's why getting a great text editor is so imperative when you are about to turn pro. Can you imagine having a document that is much more extensive than this? This is only 100 some odd lines long. If you had a document that was 1,000 lines long and you had to go through line by line by line to try to find all of these problems, you would drive yourselves nuts. So work smarter, not harder. Now that I've shown you that time-saving tip within Sublime Text, I would encourage you to make sure that you know the full capabilities of whichever text editing program you choose to use. It can save you tons of time in the real world. I'm not going to do my entire document today, but I do want to show you how to now move those embedded styles to an external style sheet. So let's scroll up. Okay, to create that external style sheet, you need a new document. I'm going to go to File, New File, and let's save it. I'm going to say master.css. All external style sheets have to have the .css extension in order for them to be recognized by the browser. Click Save, and it's blank. There's nothing there. That's exactly what we want. Now, in this external style sheet, you do not need to include those style tags that we had inside the embedded section, but you do need this. I'm going to copy it and paste it. Now, because I'm a stickler for this kind of thing, I'm going to re-indent as I need to. And now my styles are in my external style sheet. The next step would be to delete the styles in the head tag and link it to the external sheet. So I'm going to grab this code, put it right there inside the head tag, and you need to be aware of where your style sheet is located compared to your HTML file. My HTML file is at the same level as the master.css, so all I need to put here is master.css in order for this to work. Let's take this one step further. If you had your styles inside of a folder, let's see what we would need to do. Let me pull that master.css file in there. Now the link becomes different, correct? You need to go to styles/master.css. Make sure that you have your folder structure in mind as you link these two files together. Okay, guys, it really is that simple to move an inline style to an embedded style sheet or an embedded style sheet to an external style sheet. I hope you found that to be useful, and I will see you all in the next movie.